Hello, friends. I am happy to be back with you for another Tuesday video where we'll be talking about the energy coming up for the week ahead. After a period of transition, I've skipped a few weeks, so I'm excited to be back and talk to you a little bit about the energy coming up for this week starting today, March 10th through, let's let's go to June, not March. Um, June 10th through June 16th. And so I want to take a moment to kind of talk a little bit about the energy from a perspective of human design and astrology. And then I'm going to share a trance channeling energy update with whatever energy wants to come through. So let's kind of dive into the energy. So, the few things I kind of wanted to talk about for the upcoming week is there are certain energies with the full moon, which takes place tomorrow, which is June 11th. And I know I share in these videos, I try to limit too much of the technical language. So I'm working on getting even better at that, just in case you are not familiar with human design or astrology. It's not required to follow along, but what I've decided to do, I'm going to kind of just give you some of the language up front now so you can jot this down if you would like and research it or look it up for further exploration. But I'm going to try to limit some of these things. So what I'm going to be talking about is I'm going to be talking about currently the sun's placement, which we're in Gemini. And this is currently in gate 45. So if you want to jot that down, you can if you want to explore it on your own. And then the 19th, the sun will go into gate 12. So we'll talk about that. And then the moon, with this full moon, the moon will be in gate 26. And this will be Sagittarius around 20 degrees. So jot those down. I'm going to try to cut out any reference of gates or degrees to simplify this as much as possible moving forward. So now we've got that out of the way. Let's talk about what this means. Okay. So basically where we are at right now is the sun is having us look from a perspective of understanding our own strength and our own ability in which we can trust in the ability to gather together what it is that we need, that our family needs, that the people we love need. It's this almost tribal energy that wants and desires to take care of things. Now, this energy is in its fullest alignment is very much a confident energy that feels like, I know I can do this. I know things can come together. I know I will find the right people. I know I can delegate or notice the gifts of others to put together things that could help us in obtaining or moving forward with what it is we're needing. So while we're in this energy right now of the sun, look at your week, look at what it is in your life you feel you're needing. Now, the shadow of this can be not recognizing your own strength, not recognizing you as an important co-creator with the divine. And it can go into and fall into a belief that I can't do that, or someone else needs to do that, or someone else is better equipped to do that. The shadow side of this energy could be feeling like someone else needs to be in charge and kind of repressing your own autonomy or natural ability in which you can rise up and say, I got this. I am co-creating with the divine and I've got this. I'm trusting that I have the skills, the connection, the intuition to bring in exactly what it is that I need. Another shadow of this, though, can be overly forcing. And I think, as I've shared in other videos and also in my own experience recently, I feel like a lot of us are being placed in positions in which the structures that we are used to, whether it be through our beliefs, our upbringing, our government, our culture, whatever structures that we've relied on and feeling like these are the containers that hold us, we're being stretched beyond that. And we're looking at, okay, this structure is here, but how does that resonate with me? Do I believe this? Do I feel this? Because once again, the shadow in this energy is feeling like I'm going to go under, someone else's dominating control. So also this week, I'd say looking at your relationships, are you embracing your power, your essence? Okay. So this is the energy in which the sun is. And when we consider this in Gemini, Gemini is connected to Mercury. So we're looking at, what do we tell ourselves? What are our beliefs that aren't serving us anymore? What's the communication? What is, that shadow voice in our head that's saying, you can't do that. That makes no logical sense. This isn't practical. You'd be better off this, all the different things and voices that just wait or pull us out of our own personal power. Now, on the other end of this, we can look at the moon, and the moon is going to be sharing an energy with us from this perspective that says, when I am aligned, when I am co-creating with the universe, when I am tapped in, plugged in, believing in myself, I have a frequency that is able to connect properly with exactly what it is I need. So as a entrepreneur or as someone that is trying to communicate their needs, this frequency is a gift in which that this energy, when aligned to it, you are able to communicate and reach a broad audience of individuals that can tune into what you're wanting to convey. Now, I'm hesitant in language because this does have an energy that's gifted for like being able to sell. If you look at these energies of one being able to bring in resources, and when we're looking at a full moon, we're looking at two opposite energies. The goal is for them to come into harmony and balance. So you can look at one, if it's like, I know this is what is best for my life. The opposite end is, this is how I'm able to align my energy and co-create and communicate those things that help pull in the right resources, people, individual, finance, whatever that is. So this energy with this full moon, I would say to look at your life. Are you aligned with where you're going? Where are you holding yourself back? Where are you giving other people power? Where are you giving your own mind the power of holding you back? And how can you shift that? How can you come into better harmony? How can you align your energy to show up authentically to the world, and knowing that as you are aligned, that the communications and the connections and the things that unfold will then honor and suit where it is that you are wanting to go in your life. Now, we can also look at this from the perspective of astrology and Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the deeper meaning. It's the philosophy. It's the deep beliefs. It's the, how we're pulling it all together, how we understand the deeper meaning, how we understand the depths of others. It's a more open energy when in alignment. Now, when it's not in alignment, it's dogmatic, it's rigid. This is the structure that's safe. I'm staying here. This is the belief I'm used to. I'm staying here. Let me tell you, after the last couple months, it's not easy to take the jump when logically you can't see the way forward. But this energy is inviting us to look deeper into our own circumstance and to see what it is that's wanting to be birthed, what's wanting to shift, what is wanting to be aligned. I look at the full moon as an illumination. What spotlight is being shined? What is being brought to the surface? This can be adjustment. This can also be celebration. So also, if you feel you have had progress this week, celebrate those things. I will be honest. I am not always the best of celebrating and being present in the moment. My logical mind, because once again, these energies are very much connected to, Mercury logic. How is it that, am I jumping to the next thing instead of stopping and being present and saying, I'm going to celebrate where I've gotten to this point. I'm going to celebrate the things I have accomplished before I start getting in my mind about the next hurdle. Okay. So these are the energies that I wanted to share. Also, I mentioned briefly gate 12 on the 19th. We will go into this. The energy then will shift, and we will start being even more mindful of what it is we're saying, and a sense of reservation or caution in which we are looking at trusting in those moments when we know things are shifting, or there's that conversation that needs to be had, whether it be with you're an employer, a friend, a lover, but knowing that there's things that want to be expressed, but trusting in divine timing, resting in grounding within the self, and trusting in the moments and when to share. If you're an entrepreneur, this is another thing, when do you share that realization? Sometimes, and this is in my situation right now, there's so much in the last couple months I've gone through, but it's trusting in when is the right time that I can also water and hold myself and savor the pieces that are settling within myself, and trusting in the divine timing of saying, okay, now is the time to share. And this energy has a frequency that when you honor that and you're aligned in that the impact of your words and your the conversation or what needs to be said will be greater and will cause more significant moving of energy than if we just get ungrounded, wrapped up. I need to take care of this now. I want to feel settled. I can't, handle this. I need this resolved immediately, and we can get in this like chaotic frequency of wanting instant resolve. And sometimes the answer is to rest within the self, feel okay in the messy part, feel okay in the things that are shifting before we then come and share what needs to be shared or expressed. So that is what I wanted to share for the energy this week. So, taking a look at those things and looking at where you're going with your life, how things are aligned for you in regards to these frequencies. So, I hope that helps. I'm now going to shift gears. I want to take a minute to talk a little bit about trance channeling. This will be my third video doing this live. I am a channel that channels multiple different energies. I don't know what comes through. As I do, my body responds differently. Most of the time it's pretty subtle, but every now and then I might be a little bit twitchy. For the most part, my voice has not shifted much, but had energies where it has. So that's something else. I invite you, if any of this feels such as movement, possible movement, uncomfortable, I invite you to close your eyes, because really what trance channeling is I'm just connecting to a frequency and allowing a deep connection to that and allowing my subconscious to recede so that the channel can move forward the most effectively and fluidly as possible. So I love, and I found people that I have privately done this with, they love to close their eyes because you can intensely feel the frequency as well. So I invite you, if you would like, to close your eyes and just receive through these means. It's a beautiful way to do that. Now, I also want to say that I do not, because my consciousness is receded, always know what was said until I go back and watch the video. So I like to say my goodbyes, you could say, or conclusions ahead of time so that when the energy is done, I can just take a moment of gratitude and we can savor it from there and end the live call. So, the only thing I want to say is that due to the time of transition, my lighter's going out. So, no more Apollo for me. Due to this time of transition, I have decided to extend my Akashic readings that are at a sliding scale. This is helping us during our move to be able to cover basic expenses. So if you have ever considered an Akashic Records reading, now is a great time because there are many different price options you can select. I'll keep that up for a few more days. The other thing is I would like to mention my package, which is a entire process, really. It's called my Soul Journey package. It uses galactic astrology, human design, various modalities in which we do a very thorough dive into who you are. It includes multiple different sessions. This is because a lot of times, especially in the last 6 months, as energy has shifted, I have noticed that the clients that have come to me have gone through quantum leaps and jumps, which is wonderful. But with that comes a lot of quick shifts. And so this package is designed to offer more support through that entire process, because you can discover all these wonderful things, but then it's like, now what? And so the package is designed to help walk you through. The other part of that is as you discover who you are, you start applying these things. A lot of times this causes drastic shifts in your energy frequency, which can have a lot of adjustments, whether it be physically, whether it be relational, there are things that shifts as you shift. So this package allows me to one-on-one work with you, and then it also includes group calls where every month we come together, and it's another open area for support and questions to navigate those process. So all right, I think that is all the things I wanted to mention. As I said, during this time of transition, these are beautiful ways to help support the journey and your invest in yourself and what is unlocking in your life. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and connect and see what energy comes through. It might take me a couple minutes, depending on the frequency, to do this. I invite you to just close your eyes, take a minute to breathe with me. Maybe if you have been through a lot lately, like I have, just taking a moment to let a lot of that energy fall away, resting into your body. Taking a few deep breaths. We are here with you today. We are the energy frequency of the Arcturians. If you are not familiar with our frequency, we will say this. We find much curiosity within the present time of your people. It is of our collective desire to be of assistance through the navigation of this transitional time. Our desire is one of focus in the realms of your emotional experiences. We sense the air is filled with question and curiosity and concern. We assure you that this time will be one in which you will value where it lands or where you arrive after the chaos has settled. There are many whom may find themselves in a place of confusion. This, while disorienting, is as intended. This is nothing to be concerned, rather seen as an invitation. This is the natural process, as that in which was familiar is no longer so. The guidance in which we would share would be this: understand that whatever circumstance in which you presently find, it is unfolding exactly as it is designed. This, as we say, may be unfamiliar, but our hope is that you understand that you are not alone. Your people will find more and more open conversations, people that will find you or come into your awareness. These people will be reflections that will leave seeds that are intended to assist in some way or another as you navigate this time of unknown. We would say, while there are many spiritual advisors or guides presently coming into further light, we would say to be of the understanding that remembering you are on your own journey. There is no one way. We would say, in any given challenging circumstance, we would be so bold as to say, If you perceive a way through that feels normal, natural, safe, familiar, we would say, this is not going to be the way through. We would say the more unfamiliar, uncomfortable, unnatural means will be where you shall find the shift you are searching for. This is where your breakthrough shall be. For what has always been must no longer be. What has been known must become unknown. This is how you transform in times of, we would say, radical shifts. There will be many whom you will find that which has provided security and comfort will be removed. This is not because you are alone. This is not because you are unloved. This is not because of poor decisions. This is simply because now, more than ever, it is necessary for the individual to trust within its communion with its higher source. We would say this is as if your channel or station is becoming less noisy. If you were to have multiple sources, perhaps such as that of a television and a radio, there could be difficulty within focusing on a clear source. Your distractions are being removed. This will assist in building the necessary understanding of you as the individual, your frequency and strengths, and how you choose to move forward with the co-creation with divine. Once these frequencies are established, then you will find those that are of similar frequency that will be your people, your family, your friends, your tribe. This is when things will become clearer in the direction as they are so intended. Therefore, we would say remain of encouraged frequency, higher understanding that you are not alone. This is not forever. This is for a time. This time, we would say, will fill while challenging now, so rewarding in the end. This is what we have desired to share with you in this moment. It is our intention to ease any emotional suffering on your planet at this time. While yes, this is necessary to understand, extended emotional turmoil is never the intention. Therefore, also be mindful in how you navigate and approach with willingness your personal journeys you are here to navigate. Learn to support. Learn to hold. Learn to trust. Learn to connect. Learn to breathe. Learn to see where the illusion is. Understanding how you are shaping your beliefs and your reality. With this, we feel our message is complete. May it land in its desired, intended frequency of love and support. Until we speak again, we send you all love. Thank you to this energy. I feel a deep, feels like a warm embrace. Feels a little emotional. So if you needed a hug, I hope you can maybe take a moment, close your eyes, and receive this warm energy that's coming through. It feels encouraging. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for listening. I'm excited to go back and see what was shared. So have a lovely day. If you've enjoyed this, you can share support by liking or subscribing. Helps the algorithm. It's just the world we live in, right? So thank you for watching, and until next Tuesday, bye.